Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today is Friday Freebie Day. We are on number 94. Now last week I gave you some lovely little sort of pockets to make, and it's in the same sort of theme. So we're sort of like going back to sort of like the basic bits. So I'm giving you some nice bits for you to embellish yourselves. Now this is a little sort of cover. It's a cover for a little sort of like pocket journal really, and I think it's really nice. So this is what you're going to get. We've got some lined paper, we've got some sort of like graph paper, and this is going to be your spine. Okay, so it's really simple, really easy. Cut it out. Now what I have done, because it's sort of like a journal cover, I have printed on the inside. Just so it's not white, but again you don't have to. I've just used my collage papers on this one, but you don't have to at all. But I like to sort of like have something on the back of it. So I'm going to show you the one that I have made today, which is this one, which is lovely. So this is how it comes out, and these bits fold in, so you've got like a lovely little tuck spot there, and I've just popped some papers inside which are lovely. So that is good. I've got a little bit of a dangle on here. So what I've done the sewn in the signatures, but so it's on the outside, so we can hang some beads down. So I think that's lovely, and I've decorated it with one of my tags. I have got a big pile here. Now we did these in one of my videos, so I will link the video down, but again you put on the front whatever you like, or just have it plain. I've just done a little bit of sort of like collage on the back. I've added some little corners to the pages like this. Inside there is one of our little plain little paper clips that we made the other day as well. So that I've just popped onto the inside, so it's lovely to pop all your little bits that you've made. This is the bit, so this could be white. So if you didn't want to print on both sides, this would be white, or you could ink it yourself. It's entirely up to you, but I quite like it printed on sort of like both sides. Little bit of seam binding on there. I think it looks really pretty. I think that's a lovely, lovely little gift. Or to pop, you know, it's a nice little one to pop in a bit of happy mail. So I'm going to show you how you do that. So I have got one here already cut out. So there we go. Now these little bits I have left over. So this is from where I have cut it out here. But I'm going to use these to cut little triangles out for the little corners like that. So I think it just adds a little bit to it. I put little triangles on each side. So, and then just don't throw these away. If you print on the other side, use those into your little paper scraps. So let's get our little scoreboard. So I'm going to take my scoreboard, and we are going to, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold down through the middle like this. You don't really need to score that because that goes lovely in the middle. I'm just going to score these lines here, so I hope I'm in shot there. So just line it up and go down those two lines. Again, you don't have to use a scoreboard, you can just fold it, but you get a nice neat finish if you score it. Pop that to the side, and then we'll just bend those over like that. Again, you don't have to do it this way. You could have it as just that is a journal cover and just decorate the whole front, but I just thought it would be quite nice to have a thinner journal and a little tuck spot in there. So that's your little journal and little tucks in there, which is nice. So I'm going to just ink around the edges. Let me just get my little piece of a scrap paper. Again, I'm going to use the distress ink in the vintage photo. So let's just go around the edges. Again, this is optional, you don't have to do this, or you can do it with any colour you like. So hopefully you will be building up a nice little bit of stash, and all these little things you can have ready to put in your journals, or in a little pile as giveaways, not giveaways, but you know what I mean, to send off to people. Happy mail. or you can give it away if you want to when you've made it. So that's all inked up. Let me just ink these little bits just around this side. This one you can do little notes, you can leave that to write on, to journal on. There we go. Oops, make everything move then. Now where's my glue? Now I'm going to just glue these edges down, just these. I'm going to sew mine, but again it doesn't have to be sewn at all. You can just make sure you've got some good glue and you stick that down nicely. Okay, stick the edges down. So you've got these two lovely little pockets like that. Hold that down. Again, you can sew this little bit first before you stick them down. I didn't on mine, I just went all the way around the outside. So there we go, that's the inside, so that's what you get. And I just think that has got so much potential to decorate this on here. So you could print lots of these off, you could make them up, have them in your stash, and then when you're making a journal or you want a little something extra sent in a parcel for somebody, you can just sort of like make it up, can't you? So that is lovely. So that's all done. So what I'm going to do is just make the little corner bits. Now that's where the little extra pieces here come in handy. It's going to take a piece like this. I'm just going to cut it off, cut the little white bits off, because my printer for some reason doesn't print to the edge anymore. I don't know why. So I'm going to just take this. Now let's see how wide this piece is. So that's nearly 1 inch. So I'm just going to go slightly under. So we want 2 little squares like that. And then all I'm going to do is just cut down through the middle, and then we've got our little triangles, our nice little triangles to go on the corners like this, which looks nice. Now where's my ink? My little tool. I'm just going to quickly just ink around the edge. Again, you can do this with your little scrap pieces of paper, little tea stain paper, anything, or you don't even have to put them on. But I think it looks quite nice with them just on the corners. Just that little bit extra on there, isn't it? So just ink around there, like that. I brought my camera forward a little bit, so I'm just hoping I'm still in shot again. Got to get used to it, because it was a bit so far away before. I wanted it a little bit closer. So let's just stick this in that corner like that. This one, oops, in the top corner. A little bit of glue on there. Stick it on it nicely. Go, and then the 2 on the back of it, so around there. Well, I hope you guys have had a lovely week. Hope it hasn't been too busy and you're looking forward to the weekend. I'm hoping our weather is going to change, because it's really wet and drizzly, so I'm wanting some sunshine, because my daughter's coming to stay. She's coming on holiday on the 12th of April. She's here for my mum and my birthday, which is going to be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to it. So I get to see my beautiful granddaughters again. So that will be lovely. So I'm hoping the weather's going to be lovely. So there we go. So that is that bit. So I'm going to just quickly go around with the sewing machine, just all the way around the outside. So 2 seconds. Okay, so there we go, easy peasy. So that's looking really nice around the outside. I think that's nice and neat. And I do like these little bits like that. So now we need to do the inside. So we need to just get the papers ready. Now I've got just some coffee stain paper here, and I've just got, these are A4 sheets, so I've just torn them in half, and all I'm going to do is fold them in half like that, this way, and then I'm going to just chop the end off like this, like that, just fold them in half. So I'm using 3 sheets of A4 paper. So again, you can just use white copy paper. If you don't print on the back of it on here, you could just use white copy paper, and then that will just blend in nicely as well. So how many is that? How many do we have? So that's 5, and here we go, we'll have 1 more like that. So pop them all in together like that, so we have 6 pages. That's about right. And then, so that goes in. Shall we just mark this off? Where are my pens? Let's just mark it there like that. And I need to just cut this down now. I should have done it separately. I might just do it. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop it into here, level it off about there. Oh, it did cut it down. Oh, that's good. I don't think it's going to cut those edges off there. I should cut those off really, but I don't have my board here, so I'm just going to leave them like that. So make sure these are nice and even if you want them even. So that fits it in there lovely, so that's good. So I will sew that in a minute, but first we want to just pop a little bit of something on the front. Now again, I've got my little pot here of all my bits of scrap paper and my little collage papers, and I thought we could go with the one that says romance on there. So I've got lots and lots on here, which we did. But again, I will pop the video to making those on there. So what I've done on this one, I've just done sort of like a slight collagey bit around the on the bottom, and then stuck the tag on the top. So let's take some papers like this. We could do with, we obviously need some little bits of blue. So we've got this piece, we've got this nice piece here we can use. That's got blue in it. What else have we got? I think that will probably be enough on there. So let's get something to just do a little bit of ripping and tearing. I'm trying to find a decent ruler, but I can't find one. So if anyone got any suggestions of a decent one that you have, I want one with inches and centimeters either side, because all of mine are I just need a really good one. It would be nice to have one. I did see one which is got a metal one and a plastic one either side, and this thing in the middle where you hold it down, but I can't get hold of that here, which is a bit of a shame because it looked really nice. Right, so have I got these pieces? These 4 pieces will do. But if you have a decent ruler, then please let me know which one you have. Can't seem to find one on Amazon. Don't know whether any of the sort of like sewing the patchwork ones are supposed to be good, aren't they? So don't know. So what should we have? A little bit out there. So let's pop you down there. So let's have that little bit there. We can have a piece there. Quite nice because this is sort of like graph paper underneath. so you can line it up nice and straight. This one on. This one has got one of my jelly prints on this one, so that's got a little bit of the gold in it. Excuse me. I think I might just have the little piece down here. Oops. Let's just have you coming off the bottom. And I think that will probably be enough. Put that there. And then that goes on there like that. Perfect. So before I stick this one on, let me just pop these little bits in here. I'm going to make a bow, but I want to sew the signature in first. And I am going to actually sew it in. So I've got my little box look here of little bits and pieces. So let's have a look. Let me just take a handful. I've got some blue here. I'll go for the lighter one. A little bit of lace under there would look quite nice, wouldn't it? So let me just cut that off. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. Sorry, I hope I'm in shot. I'm probably miles away, am I? I've been working in the wrong space. Sorry. Let's just, I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back. Stick this on. Like that. That's it. And that will go on there. Like that. So let's just pop that over there to make sure it's dry. And I'm going to make a little bow with this little bit of seam binding on here. Let's find a bit that's not too scraggly. Little bow to stick on. There we go. Shall we just stick it onto this piece? I think there's a little bit too long. There we go. I think I'll just stick it actually onto the tag, and then that can dry where we pop in the signature. A little bit of glue, just a little dab, and then that can sit on there. And then that, do you think I need one of my little pegs? I think so. Let's just hold that on there. There we go. Let's leave that to dry. Pop the lid on here, and then let's pop all these bits away, and we shall sew in this signature. What did I do with it? Here it is. So that goes in there. Lovely. Now I've got my book here to make the holes. Like all. Oops. Okay. Pop that in there. I'm just going to make 3 little holes. One there, and one there. Perfect. I then have, which I have got ready, which is my wax thread and a big needle. Now we want to come from the outside this time, because we want the little dingly dangly bits on the outside, so we need to do it the other way round. When you're normally sewing in the signature, you go from the inside, but we want to go from the outside, so the little tail is on the outside. So up there, down through here. If I can, it doesn't want to go through. Let's just, there we go, let's find the hole. There we are. And then back through the middle. Perfect. Now let's put these either side, like that, And let's tie that in. There we go. And then we have our lovely little journal. Perfect. Let's do a double knot, I think, on there. And then I have some little beads, because this one I have some little beads on here, which I think looks really pretty. Which I've got my little box of beads here. They're just like little seed beads that I've collected over time. I don't really have a huge amount, but I think I'm just going to add these little sort of pearly ones onto it. So we shall have, shall I just put 5 on each one, I think, because I don't think the little blue ones are going to fit. I think these are just, oh no, that will, well that would look pretty, wouldn't it? Should we just have 1 blue in the middle and then 2 of these on the outside? There we go, that looks nice. So how far? So we've got 5 little beads, and then I'm just going to tie it into a little knot there, like that. Just do 3 knots. Nice thing about the wax thread, it tends to hold the knots better, so when you tie a knot, it sort of like holds it better on there because it's wax. So that looks pretty. Let's do this one. 2 of these, like that. Little blue one, if it will go through, whoops, like that, and then 2 more of these. There we go. Where should we have that one? Just a little bit lower, I think. Let's see. Just there. Perfect. And 3 little knots. Whoops, pop that out of the way before I knock on my beads everywhere. Chop the end off. There we go. Look at those, aren't they lovely? Oh, they're probably, look at that. They're exactly the same length, but that still looks really nice. Pop the lid on, pop those out the way. So that's our lovely signature in there. So that's perfect. Now let's see if this has dried. Yes, look at that. Lovely. And then we can just stick that on there and it's all done. Perfect. Let's have a little bit of glue on here. This glue's gone quite thick. I think I need to add just, I think there's a little bit of acetone in there just to loosen it up just a little bit, I think. Stick that on here. Make sure we've got lots around the edge. There we go. And that can stick on there nicely. Look at that. Perfect. I think that looks really nice. Now, I'm sure you've got lots of things in your stash that you can stick on to the front of these as well. Use up all your lovely little makes that you have done. And look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So we've got this lovely little journal. We've got little tuck spots in there, which we could pop little tags or all sorts of things in. And it is just lovely to pop into one of your journals. Now let me just get my my little bag of these lovely little paper clips that we made the other day, which are lovely. If I get just a plain one, just to pop on the inside, I could actually add a little bit of this from the outside, a little bit of this one. Which else did we use? We had a little bit of this, didn't we? Like that. So tear that off. Tear that piece off. That's probably about right. and then just stick these on. And then you've got a lovely little paper clip, oops, that matches your journal. Stick these down on the bottom. A little bit of this. How shall we have it? I think I'll just line them up. So that piece, I think it was this piece. Let's put it this way. I might just use that last little bit just to stick on the top. Perfect. There we are. So that is a little paper clip decorated. Let's just cut this little edge off like that. Ink round the edges just to finish it off, and I think that's perfect little paper clip which we can pop inside on the first page like that. So I just love it. So there we go guys, that's your Friday freebie. So I hope you have fun decorating it. It's really simple. Again, you don't have to sew around it, you can just leave it. Make sure you just glue this bit down properly. You don't, obviously, because again, you don't have to put a signature in it. You could just have it as a little folder to pop things into. So there's lots of different ways that you can use it. But I am just loving it, and I hope you do too. So now I have a lovely pink and a blue one. So there we go guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, and have a fantastic weekend. All right guys, bye bye.